It's 7:32 today, Tuesday, the 15th day of the month of July, the year of our Lord 2025. It is a national public holiday as declared by the federal government in honor, a day of mourning for Nigeria and Nigerians as we pray for the soul of former late President Muhammadu Buhari. It is time for front page review as we check out stories making the rounds as far as the front pages of the national dailies are concerned. We'll be looking at the Punch, Vanguard, Nation, a few online news blogs as well, and then hopefully at some point my colleague Rufai Oseni will also join to give his reactions. Front page review is live and interactive right here on 96.1 FM, the voice of the people, because now you truly have a voice. Let's get your reactions and comments and contributions to any of the newspaper headlines that tickle your fancy. Okay, the numbers to call: 0808 312 8618, 0808 312 8618. You can also engage us via text message and WhatsApp on the same number, 0808 312 8618. And don't forget, we are also live and interactive online, meaning you can follow, like, share, and subscribe to VOP 961 FM on Facebook, Instagram, on YouTube. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube page and also click on the notification button so that you can get to follow developments right here on the voice of the people. And we are also on Twitter. Yes, Twitter has been buzzing in the last 48 hours, especially after the announcement of a national day of mourning by the federal government, which has given rise to a public holiday today, the 15th of July 2025. All right, quickly, let's jump into the front page of the Punch newspaper this morning. The Punch newspaper leads with this headline: Daura Kinsmen associates reflect on Buhari's final months. Daura Kinsmen associates reflect on Buhari's final months. Other stories trending as far as the Punch newspaper is concerned: Katsina residents hail Buhari's fate, humility. UN Deputy Secretary pays tribute to Buhari in New York. And 8 banks record 156 billion impairment charges. Still on the Punch newspaper, using breast milk to treat eye infection may lead to blindness, ophthalmologist. Don't probe Obaseki, Wike advises Okpebolo. And then other stories also making the rounds on the Punch newspaper this morning. Soldiers bar traditionalist from Awujale's Muslim funeral. 2027, Adeleke attacks Aregbesola over plan to oust government. Naira rebounds to 4 months high, trades at 1,518 Naira to the dollar. Ogun workers begin strike over 82 billion Naira pension deductions. Natasha fires back at Akpabio over reinstatement challenge. Those are the stories trending on the Punch newspaper this morning. And from the Punch, we head into the Vanguard newspaper. Like I said, or as I said earlier, virtually all the national dailies will be trending with stories around the late former President Muhammadu Buhari. The Vanguard leads with this: Buhari, Tinubu sets up 9-man committee as burial holds today. Tinubu sets up 9-man committee as burial holds today. President Bola Tinubu has approved the establishment of an interministerial committee to manage the planning and organization of a state burial for former President Muhammadu Buhari, who died on Sunday. Still on the front page of the Vanguard newspaper, Buhari resisted IMF, World Bank to protect poor, Waba, ex-NLC president. Maybe this is something that most Nigerians didn't know about the former late president. Visa overstay. U.S. threatens Nigerians with deportation, permanent travel ban. Of course, the issue of migration to the union policy continues to hold sway as far as the subject of immigration and migration is concerned. Still on the Vanguard this morning, kidnapped chief imam of Uromi regains freedom. Police dismantle illegal firearms workshop in Enugu. SEC raises alarm over 4-man and boarding forms warn investors. INEC commences nationwide CVR exercise ahead of August 18. And of course, Dangote plans seaport to enhance export of fertilizers orders. Why I support ADC's coalition but remain in PDP, Lamido. So these are the stories trending on the Vanguard newspaper. If any of those stories do tickle your fancy, you should grab yourself a copy of the Vanguard. Let's check out what's trending on the Nation newspaper. Again, as I said, virtually all the national dailies today will be leading with stories on the late former President Muhammadu Buhari. The Nation leads with this story: Tinubu, African leaders for Daura to attend Buhari's burial. Tinubu, African leaders for Daura to attend Buhari's burial. Other stories making the rounds on the Nation newspaper this morning. Napoli put fresh hurdle before Galatasaray to grab Oseni. A patriot, advocate of transparency gone, says Olawekbo has him. His death a great loss, says Khan. Autumn, its death a loss to Nigeria. He was a national symbol of service, moral leadership, says Mawa, the DG of the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency. Osibajo, governors, Dangote orders honor Awujale. World leaders extol ex-president's role. So those are the stories making the rounds on the front page of the Nation newspaper this morning. And let's quickly check out what's going on the Daily Trust newspaper. The Daily Trust leads with this top story: Daura set for Buhari's burial as Nigerians mourn. Daura, the hometown of former President Muhammadu Buhari, who passed away at 82 in London on Sunday, is set for his burial today. Those are the stories, the lead story on the Daily Trust this morning. There are other stories also making the rounds on the Daily Trust this morning. How Lagos LG election was won and lost. How LG election was won and lost. Succession move begins as Awujale is buried in Ijebu-Ode. Other stories making the rounds on the Daily Trust. Daura set for Buhari's burial as Nigerians mourn. Mixed reactions trail Buhari's death. Mixed reactions trail Buhari's death. How Lagos LG local government election was won and lost. Yes, and the succession moves begin as Awujale is buried in Ijebu-Ode. So those are the stories on the front page of the Daily Trust this morning. Let's check out This Day. This Day newspaper leads with this story. Tinubu leads delegation to burial of Buhari to receive remains at Katsina Airport today. Awujale buried amid tight security as traditionally storm burial venue midway. Other stories making the rounds on this day. Bloomberg, Dangote set to build seaport in next phase of business expansion. Oyo, we have improved budget performance, impacted lives positively, says Commissioner. Bauchi to develop anthem logo to promote patriotism. And other stories making the rounds on This Day newspaper. Federal government declares Tuesday public holiday in honor of Buhari. Ex-President Buhari for burial in Daura Tuesday. National Assembly postpones plenary in honor of Buhari. All right, more stories and developments on the This Day newspaper. A nation mourns the death of a man who gave his all to Nigeria. Shetima departs Abuja for London to accompany former President Buhari's body back to Nigeria. Well, the updated story on that is that the Vice President is back with the remains of the late former president, and of course, today is set for the burial of former President Muhammadu Buhari. Those are the stories trending on This Day newspaper. If any of those stories do tickle your fancy, of course, grab yourself a copy of the This Day newspaper. And of course, the phone lines are open for your contributions, reactions, comments right here on VOP 96.1's front page review. The number to call 0808 312 8618. 0808 312-8618. Remember, tell us your name, your location, and keep your contributions straight to the point. And most importantly, please, let's be civil in our conversations, right? As I said earlier, uh, uh, from where I come from in this beautiful nation of Nigeria, there is a saying that you don't speak ill of the dead, regardless of what the circumstance may have been. Yes, I know we are in a time where everybody claims that they must speak their truth. Truth as it may be, we should also give credence to the ideology and philosophy behind respecting the passing of a soul, and in this case, a former president of our great nation. 0808 312 8618. That's the number. And don't forget, if you can't call, but you can still contribute by sending in your views, contributions, and comments via text message or WhatsApp message. The same number, 0808 312 8618. Away from This Day, we go to The Guardian newspaper. The Guardian leads with this top story: Buhari gets state funeral as critics fault National Assembly's week-long tribute. Buhari gets state funeral as critics fault National Assembly's week-long tribute. Other stories on the front page of The Guardian this morning: 50 years of Gowon's overthrow. Tight security in Daura as Katsina awaits Buhari's remains. Imo government launches platform, partners US varsity to train 100,000 youths. The harsh reality of retirement of Nigerian footballers. Judiciary denies blocking inauguration of Rivers Service Commission members. Napoli's fresh demand stalls Osimhen's move to Galatasaray. So those are the stories trending on the Guardian newspaper this morning. If any of those stories do tickle your fancy, of course, you should grab yourself a copy of the Vanguard newspaper. All right, and we'll take a quick breather. When we come back, of course, the phone lines still remain open to take your comments, reactions, and contributions. And then hopefully I'll be joined by my colleague Rufai Oseni to get his reactions to the stories making the rounds on the front pages of the newspapers. Do stay with us. It's still front page review on VOP 96.1 FM. It's still front page review, just about 9 minutes to the top of the hour, and then we go into the arena. Don't forget, on today's edition of the arena, we will be looking at reasons why ordinary Nigerians are celebrating. Yes, taking a walk back history, or taking a walk back history, or a walk down memory lane as we review the 8 years of the late president's administration and how it impacted on the lives of Nigerians and Nigeria. That will be the conversation, contributions, and comments. But before we call it a wrap on comments. But before we call it a wrap on the news blogs this morning, we start with the Premium Times. The Premium Times leads with this one. Seems to be an editorial kind of investigation on supported by government. Nigerian dairy farmers can't compete with subsidized cheap EU imports. Investigation on supported by government. Nigerian dairy farmers can't compete with burial ceremony. Nigerian government declares public holiday in honor of former President Muhammadu Buhari. And of course, there is an editorial analysis. Military bases in Nigeria order Lake Chad Basin countries in ISWAP, crosshairs. Interesting. Tinubu constitutes 17-member committee for Buhari'S burial. Maman Daura, Buhari's nephew, admitted in London hospital. Katsina government announces date, place of Buhari's burial. Those are the stories making the rounds on the front page of Premium Times this morning. You can log on to Premium Times online. Remember, it's an online news blog to get the meat of any of those stories that tickle your fancy. Don't forget as well, the phone lines are open for you to react, comment, and contribute to the ongoing conversation. This morning on the arena, we will be looking at reasons why ordinary Nigerians are celebrating Buhari's death instead of mourning. From the Premium Times, we go to the Daily Post online news blog, where the Daily Post leads with this headline: Nigerian marketers reduce fuel price as FG shuts down economy in honor of Buhari. Nigerian marketers reduce fuel prices as FG shuts down economy in honor of Buhari. Nigerian petroleum products marketers have announced a reduction of premium motor spirit prices starting from today, Tuesday. So, other stories making the rounds on the Daily Post. I forgive Buhari all he did to me. Buba Galadima. I forgive Buhari all he did to me. Buba Galadima. Other stories making the rounds. Pastor Tunde Bakari clears air on agreement with Buhari to succeed him as president. Pastor Bakari clears air on agreement with Buhari to succeed him as president. And a bit of sports. Ballon d'Or 2025 rankings for top contenders after Chelsea's Club World Cup triumph. And finally, on Daily Post, Akume, Wike, others in Tinubu's committee for Buhari's burial. So those are the stories trending. Remember, the phone lines are open. We can take your contributions as we speak, so that it's conversational, it's live and interactive. With less than 4 minutes to the top of the hour, we'll take a quick musical break, and at the top of the hour, guess what? It will be time for the arena right here on 96.1 FM. Good morning, and remember, it's a public holiday. Take time to rest, reduce the stress, and begin to, program yourself for what promises to be an interesting month of July. Right here on 96.1 FM, VOP.